Things out. Whew. Back to basics. Okay. So we're going to shake around a little bit and then start to line ourselves up for mountain pose. And with a nice long spine, that gives the breath a lot of room to move. So let's start with the feet. We're grounding through the feet. We're going to feel the big toe mounds pressing in to the mat, then the outer heel, inner heel, little toe mound. So you've just made an X. Now lift all 10 toes, spread them out, and gently bring them back down. Okay, now start to draw the energy up through your feet into your legs, having your hips line up over your ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. And then we turn the palms forward. That opens the heart and gives us even more room to start breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And sometimes you want to breathe out through your mouth. That's fine. Try and keep your inhales through the nose. It filters and humidifies and warms the air that you're taking in. So smooth out your breath. And now we are going to start deepening the breath. So let's make sure we're doing diaphragmatic breathing here. Put your hands on your belly with your middle fingers touching or slightly apart. And then as you exhale, press your belly button to the spine. Inhale through the nose. As you inhale, you'll feel your fingers come slightly apart. And then exhale, feel your fingers touch. Inhale, fingers are coming apart. And now just slow that down, and you can keep holding here, feel your fingers, or just imagine your fingers, but now you know your belly is moving in and out. 8, all right, so now we're going to deepen this even more. Okay, we're going to turn the palms out, exhale. Keeping those feet grounded, we just got them grounded, let's keep them grounded. Inhale the arms up. Notice your shoulders on the way up. If they start drifting up by your ears, lower them. Okay, bring your arms up. When your shoulders tell you that's high enough, believe them. Go as high as you're going. Bring your palms together. And exhale your hands to your heart. Now we're going to reverse that. We're going to bring the fingertips up, turn the palms out, and exhale down. So we're drawing energy up from the earth. Inhale, palms touch. Bring your hands to your heart. Now inhale your fingertips up toward the sky to your level. Turn your palms out. And gently release anything that does not serve you right now. Just leave it. And we'll do that round one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And gently release. All right, good. And now we'll shake things around a little bit and set ourselves up for our spinal series. Okay, so feet are wider than hip width distance apart. You could be in a chair if you want. Okay, otherwise, just let the knees and hips bend softly. Remember, anytime you're in your chair, you're at the edge of your chair with your feet grounded. Okay, so we're all up right now. We're going to take the elbows out from the shoulders. Inhale, and then exhale, draw your forearms toward each other as you gently round forward. Inhale, draw your elbows back, shine your heart up to the sky. Be careful not to throw the head back. Exhale, forearms together. and inhale, arms back. All right, as we exhale forward, we're moving into cat. So we imagine like the arched back of a Halloween cat, right? And then we open into the sway back of a cow. So that's where these names come from. Take it, cat and cow. And then come back into your cat. Touch your palms, inhale, draw your fingertips up toward the sky, exhale, and shake things out. All right. Okay, so once again, either seated or standing, we're going to be tilting side to side, okay? So draw your arms up. If they're over the head, fine. If they're here, that's fine too. Shoulders are down from the ears. Take your right wrist in your left hand. Keep those feet grounded as you gently tilt to the left. Two things you want to really pay attention to here. Your right rib is coming away from your right hip, and your right foot is staying grounded. Come on up. Take your left wrist in your right hand. Tilt to the right. The left rib is coming away from the left hip. The left foot is staying grounded. And come on up. You don't have to go far, you're just paying attention to where your body is telling you to stop. Take it to the left and up, yes, and take it to the right and up. So we warm up the body a little bit first, and then we might see, does it want to go a little deeper? And come up. And these are looking great. And over to the right. And come up. All right, shake your arms out. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing about this. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to keep the shoulders stacked. So we're not coming forward like this. Okay, or maybe you can see it better on this side. We're keeping the shoulders one on top of the other, even if it means going less deep. Okay? All right, so let's ground those feet, arms to your height, right wrist in the left hand, and keep the shoulders stacked. Do not let the right shoulder start to drop forward. And up and to the left, holding left wrist with the right hand, and up and shake it out. Okay, and the reason for that is because when we start to drop forward, we're coming into a twist. We're not getting that side opening that we were looking for. That's also why we keep the feet grounded. All right, so speaking of twists, let's get some twisting going on here. This is a fun way to twist if you're standing, okay? Take your feet mat width distance apart, shake things out, okay? And now we're going to let the arms swing side to side. All right. So the one hand taps behind, the other taps in front. And we're just gently moving side to side. Now we're going to let the arms start to come away from the body. Now, sometimes your feet will say, hey, I want to raise the heel. That's fine. Then we let the arms come to shoulder height. And we just move smoothly and softly, gently twisting side to side. And then if the arms want to come higher than shoulder height, we keep twisting. And then start to bring the arms back down. And pretty soon they come back and you're circling the arms around the body. Now the next time your left arm is in front and your right arm is in back, stay here. Turn your right toes out to the right, bend your right knee, and just bow over your right leg. Come on up, sweep your arms around. This time your right arm is in front. Turn your left toes out, bend your knee, and bow over your left leg. And then come back to center, and we're going to find a way to heel toe the feet, the legs back together, okay? All right, so we were working on chair a bit last week, this is a great leg strengthener. We're coming back to the four corners of the feet. The feet are grounded here, okay? We'll keep the spine straight, send the hips back, try and keep the knees over the ankles. Now, in this position, your heels are heavier into the mat and your toes can actually wiggle here. And then just bring your arms up by your shoulders and stand tall. Feel how much work your legs are getting here? Let's take it back. We're sitting into the heels, the spine stays straight, arms up by the shoulders, and come up. All right, take it down, chair, and come up. All right, now your legs are super strong for anything that you want to do with the rest of your day. Okay, let's just come back, find our mountain pose, and take a couple of breaths here. All right, we are going to be working our way down to the mat or to the chair. Now, we're going to transition through down dog. So remember, on the mat, it looks like this. Okay, now that's a lot on the wrists. So I would suggest instead, if you want to stay off your wrists, just come down like this and sit off to the side. You can also be in your chair, on your chair, and come to seated, because our core work is going to be dead bug, all right? So you're either going to be doing core work on your back or in your chair. All right, let's just go down to the earth. We don't have to. If you are a practice student and you know forward fold to down dog, just go ahead. All right, you're in down dog. And let's go ahead and have a seat. So whether you're sitting on your chair or on your mat, we're going to find seated mountain pose. That means the spine is straight, the feet are flexed. Everything is lined up. Shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. And let's shake it out. All right, if you're on the mat, lay on your back, put 2 feet to the mat, okay, with your knees bent, okay? If you're on the chair, you're going to be sitting to the side of your chair, to the front of your chair like this, okay? And we're all going to be doing the same thing. We're going to slide the right leg forward and take the left arm back. Bring it in, slide the left leg forward, right arm back. Yep, so slide the right leg forward, left arm back, left leg forward, right arm back. Feet keep returning to the mat, okay? So if you're in the chair, the next thing you're going to do is take your right knee and left arm up and take your left knee and right arm up, and you're going to continue with that. The core work comes from keeping yourself nice and steady in your chair. On the mat, you're going to take your right knee up, extend your right leg forward and your left arm back. Bring it in, take your left knee up, extend your left leg, right arm back, and bring it in. So we start with the knee up and in, knee up and in. All right, everybody, just bring your feet to the mat. Let your knees open and close. Inhale and exhale. All right, so that was the 2 feet down version, the 1 knee up version, okay? Now, if you're in the chair, you're going to do either one of those. If you're on the mat, go ahead and take both your legs up with your knees lined up right over your hips, okay? If this turns out to not work for you, then you go back to one of the other versions. We're taking the right leg forward, left arm back, and in. Left leg forward, right arm back, and in. Okay, you can see this looks exactly the same in a chair, except you're bringing your knees up in the chair. You're going to get more core work if you bring your knees up. And just keep alternating. You could be here alternating, right and foot down, left and foot down, or right knee up and foot down, left knee up and foot down. That's the dead bug. Everybody bring your feet in, open and close, inhale and exhale. All right, raise one arm or one leg if this is all making sense, and we're good to move on. Is everybody good? Let me know, raise an arm. Okay, if you need anything else. Okay, so now we're just going to take it into a continuous motion. All right, so let's just go ahead. I mean, your feet could be on the mat or you could be on your chair, and we go right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. We could have the knees up. Left, left, right. And 3, 2, we're going to end with left, right, and bring it in. Okay, if you're on the mat, draw your knees in towards you, hug it in. If you're in the chair, put your hands under your thighs and fold forward. We're all getting the same action, a little spinal release here. Bring your feet down to the earth and let those knees gently open and close. All right, stay on your mat here as we begin water wheel. I'll demonstrate in the chair in just a moment. 2 feet to the mat, starting with the right leg. Knee in, point up, flex down. Okay, that's your move. In the chair, same thing. A lot of core work in the chair because you have to keep yourself upright. All right, next time your right knee is in, just pause. Now we're going to take the leg out, up, and in. So making nice little circles to release the hip here, out, up, and in. All right, everybody, the next time your right knee is in, hold on to your hamstring with your right hand, and let your right leg come out to the right and back to center. Okay, now we're going to come back to center. If you're in the chair, just go ahead and cross your legs. If that's not working for you, cross your ankles. Okay, cross your legs or your ankles and take your left hand outside your right leg and twist to the right. On the mat, okay, we're going to take the left hand outside of the right thigh, extend the right arm, and let that, this is your right knee, come over to the left. All right, now everybody's coming back to center. Flex your right foot, take your right ankle across your left thigh, draw your legs in towards you, and we're going to move those legs around side to side, forward and back, in a circle. Okay, in the chair, your ankle is here on top of your thigh. Is that okay, or do you want to put your foot lower? Thigh is okay? Okay. All right, and we're going to rock the legs side to side. You guys on the mat? Great. All right, come back to center. On the mat, raise your left leg. On the chair, you're going to use your right foot, and everybody's pointing and flexing the ankle. So on the mat, it's your left ankle. In the chair, it's your right. And then circle the ankle one direction and the other. Yes. Okay, now unwind. 2 feet to the mat. Gently let those knees open and close. And we're going to start water wheel on the left. Left knee in, point up, flex down. Circle and circle. All right. Now pause and go the other way. Flex out, point up, knee in. All right, the next time your left knee is in, hold on to your left hamstring and let that left knee come out to the left and back to center. Left and center. All right, we're coming back to center now. You can, if you're on the mat, let your right leg straighten some amount. Take your left hand outside your right thigh, extend your left arm, and let that knee come across the body. In the chair, you're going to cross your legs and twist yourself a little to the left. All right, now everybody's coming back. Left ankle across the right knee, left foot is flexed here, okay? And then just move your hips around a bit. On the mat, you'll lift your right foot and get motion in the hips. In the chair, you can just wiggle your legs side to side. Okay, so if you're on the mat, you're taking your right leg up. And if you're on the chair, you're going to use your left foot. Everybody point and flex. Circle at the ankle, one direction and the other. Release, unwind, 2 feet to the mat, knees open and close gently. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to be making our way to tabletop here. So now just roll over onto hands and knees. We've discussed what to do about the wrists here. You can be standing, you can have your hands on a chair, you can have a roll under them, or you can be in hands and knees, okay? All right, on the chair, you're going to look like this, okay? And everybody take your right leg up to hip height. Flex your right foot, point your toes down toward the earth. So we've got the right leg up, and then we take the left arm by the left ear. Yes, yes. So you can be doing that from the chair. You can be doing it from the wall. Bring the hand and knee or foot down. Yep. And we do that same thing on the other side. Left leg up. Now think about your core supporting you here. Don't dump into your arms. Your core is engaged. Take your right arm by your right ear and you're balancing. And bring it in. All right, one more time, each side, right leg, left arm. Right leg, left arm. There it is, looking good. Bring it down. Left leg, right arm. Yes. Good, and bring it in. Okay, if you're on the mat, take your big toes together, knees wide apart, extend your arms and come into child's pose. If you're at the chair, sit down, ground your feet, cross your elbows, and fold forward. This is seated version of child's pose. On the mat, you're here. Your hips may or may not be touching your heels on the mat. They may be higher, that's fine. Everybody's getting a stretch in the spine. Okay, we're coming up into downward facing dog. So on the mat, you bring your knees closer together, tuck your toes, lift your knees. On the chair, you're going to stand up, turn around, and put your hands on the seat of the chair. We're all in downward facing dog. Now let's give some energy to the calves here, the back of the legs. Raise one heel, raise the other heel. We're pressing the heels toward the earth. We're also giving a nice little massage to the feet. All right, good. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands. Journey towards your hands. Your feet are hip-width distance apart now. Bring your hands to your thighs. Shine your hips back. Shine your heart forward. This is a half lift. Now, float your hands down your legs into a forward fold. Yep. And then float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And your hands come heart center. And release. All right. Everybody's okay? We're all good? All right. We're going to be working on balance. So if you want a chair nearby for balance or you want to be near the wall, just go ahead and set that up. Remember, we touch lightly. We're not leaning against it, okay? We're just touching lightly. But right now, we're just going to stand in our mountain pose and we're going to explore the role that our sight plays in our balance. So your feet are hip-width distance apart, okay? Now take a look, your feet are parallel here. A lot of times we stand like this. We're not doing that. We're turning the toes forward, okay? If you have a tendency to stand like this, we're not doing that either. We want the feet parallel, nice and grounded here. Okay, line everything up. We're in mountain pose. And just notice how it feels to stand here. Why is this called mountain pose? We feel like a mountain, like a huge wind, like we had around here the other night, could come and you'd still be grounded and standing, right? So get that feeling, being nice and even. Now, gently, if you just feel like you really want to touch your chair before we do this, we're going to gently close the eyes. And notice if that affected your ability to just stand in one place without moving. And then gently open the eyes. Okay? And shake things out. So oftentimes, if we close the eyes, our body will start to sway a little bit or feel off balance. Okay? This is why when we do balance, and today we're going to be doing tree, we want to find a spot that isn't moving and keep our eyes on that spot because the sight vision is very important. All right, so with one hand on the chair or not, your choice. One or two hands on the outside hip. Okay, so if you're at the chair, let's have the chair on the right. Looks like you guys do. Okay, left hand on the hip. Bring your left heel up and gently start to turn that knee out, the left knee. We don't want to turn it out so much that the body goes with it. We're gently turning that knee out and take the left heel against the right leg. Now fix your line of vision on something that isn't moving and breathe, okay? And gently take your hand away from the chair, see if that feels okay to you. Maybe you even bring your hands to your heart. And release. All right, if you're ready to just pop into tree, go ahead, practice students. Otherwise, we're going back left heel up, left knee out, and this time we're going to start to slide the foot up the leg, keeping it below the knee. Now let's see how it feels to let go and bring the hands together. At any point you don't feel stable, you can bring your hand back down or your foot. There's a lot going on here. And release, shake it out. All right, are we good to go? Other side? Okay, for this one, we'll move the chair. Last week we didn't have to move the chair because the leg was just going straight up and down. Now the leg is going out to the side, so we want to move the chair. Okay, left hand might be resting gently on the chair, or you might have both hands to your hips. Lift your right heel, gently turn the knee out. Bring your hands to your heart. And release, reset. Remember to keep that gaze steady. Lift the heel, knee out. Slide the foot up the leg. Now see if you feel comfortable letting go of the chair. If you don't, just bring your right hand to center and leave your left hand where it is. And if you wobble, that's great. That's teaching your body to get off balance and come back into balance. Yes, and release, shake it out. Woo! Okay, we're going to do that one more time on each side. So move your chair back over to the right. If you felt really good, you might just put your hands on your hips, take your foot up, bring your hands to your heart. Otherwise, we'll take it in these many steps. Hand gently on the chair, heel up, knee out, foot to the leg, keep it under the knee unless you're practiced with keeping it above the knee. And then decide if you're taking just your left hand to the heart or left and right. Yeah. And release, woo, shake it out. We'll do the other side. This is looking really good. Okay. Set it up, right heel up, right knee out, right foot to the left leg, right hand, maybe left hand. Keep your gaze steady. And release, shake it out. All right, so no matter how practiced you are, there's always opportunities to get off balance and back in balance. As a matter of fact, every time we walk, we're throwing ourselves off balance and getting back into balance, right? So we're going to move into a wide-legged pose, the Warrior Two. So you might be turning sideways, okay? You might like to start Warrior Two with one hand on the chair. We're going to be taking the legs wide. Turn your right toes directly to the right. Turn your left toes in at an angle. Bend your right knee. So the chair is here for you if you want it. I'm going to move it out of the way so you can see. The right knee's over the right ankle. The outer edge of the left foot is pressing into the mat. So that left foot is nice and stable. The right foot is nice and stable. We're going to make sure the shoulders are lined up with the hips. And then take the arms out from the shoulders. You might have one arm on the chair, that'll be fine too. And then gaze past your right fingertips. This is the Warrior Two. We're going to move it now, so go ahead and straighten your right leg. Look forward as you bring your hands to your heart. Bend your right knee, open your arms back out, look to the right. Straighten the leg, hands and gaze forward. Bend right knee, back into Warrior Two. One more time, straighten and forward. And open Warrior Two. And we're just going to stay here and breathe. Now this time, we'll take the hands and the gaze forward, also turning the right toes forward. Keep your hands to your heart. Find your hip creases. Actually, don't bring your hands to your hip creases. Put your index fingers right in your hip creases for this fold. So as we move forward, you can feel that right here, this angle right here. As you move forward, your index fingers are moving into your hip creases, okay? And you can stay with your head higher than your heart. You can come halfway down. You can go lower if you want and slide your hands down your legs and be in a forward fold. Okay, you might be up here in your forward fold. You're still in a forward fold, that's fine. You might be all the way down with your hands on the mat, and that's fine too. Let your head hang. All right, and now bring your hands to your hips and come halfway up from wherever you are. Even if your head is higher than your heart, come halfway up, take a breath. Press strongly through those feet and lift your heart. We're breathing, and now we're going to just heel toe those feet together. Bring the legs back and find our mountain pose nice and strong. going to go wide again. This time taking our warrior two to the left. So the left toes go off to the left. The outer edge of the right foot is strongly in contact with the mat. Left knee bends. If you look at your left knee, it's going straight through the center of your left foot. Your shoulders are over your hips and your arms are out. Take your gaze past your left fingers. So the warrior two is a wonderful pose. We're building a lot of strength in the lower body. We're building balance here, and we're building focus. So let's go ahead and straighten that left leg. Bring the hands to the heart, gaze forward. Open back up into warrior two. This is typically an exhale here. And then inhale your hands back to your heart and your gaze forward. You can breathe in between too, but this is, I'm just telling you, typically this would be an exhale now. Turn your gaze past your left fingertips. And then on your inhale, bring your hands to your heart and your gaze forward. Exhale back into warrior two. And now we'll bring the hands to the heart and turn the toes forward. Remembering where those hip creases are, you can keep your hands at your heart. Keep your hips over your ankles as much as possible and fold forward slowly and decide where you want to go with this. Your head might be higher than your heart. You might be exactly halfway. You might be lower. And whenever you get to where you're going, drop your hands to your legs. Okay? Now in this position here with the hips over the ankles, we're getting a nice stretch in the back of the legs and the hamstring. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. Your spine is long. Press through the feet. Lift the rest of the way up. And heel toe those feet back together. And shake things out. All right. Everybody doing okay so far? We're going to be heading down, back to the mat or to the chair if you don't want to be on the ground. And we're going to be doing Apanasana, wind removing pose. In the chair, it's going to look like this when we bring the knees in, okay? So just remember that. Okay, if you're standing, we're going to go through through down dog to get to the mat. All right, so let's find mountain pose. Inhale, float the arms up. If you're in the chair, just do the arm movements with us anyway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Sink it down. Okay, in the chair, extend your legs. Start walking your hands down your legs so you're in a chair version of seated downward facing dog. Everybody else is in this V, down dog. And we're going to bring the knees down and come into seated mountain pose one more time. Spine is nice and long. All right, so we're bending the knees and rolling the spine down, okay? All right. Chair, same thing as this. We're going to extend both arms and both legs. And then draw the right knee in. This is Ardha Apanasana. Ardha means half of the wind removing pose. Now we're going to extend the right leg, bring both arms up, left knee in. Ardha Apanasana on the left. All right, let's extend that right leg. If you're in the chair, go right knee in again. If you're on the mat, both knees in. And if you're on the mat, just rock around a little bit. If you're in the chair, bring your right leg back down, extend your left, and bring the left knee in. All right, everybody come back to center. Bring the feet to the mat, hands by your side, and gently let those knees open and close. Feel that nice opening in the hips, final opening in the hips. Inhale and exhale here. Excellent. Now, this is as much for your hands and wrists as for your spine as it is for your hands and wrists. So keep your feet grounded, keep your knees bent, extend your arms, okay? If you're on the mat, your arms are at rest, but if you're in the chair, it's taking more energy, but that's okay. Extend wide through the fingers and wiggle the hands into a gentle fist. Extend wide through the fingers and wiggle. Extend wide, wiggle into a gentle fist, and then rotate your wrists one direction and the other. Bring your hands down by your side and let your head turn side to side. We're looking for any stuck spots in the neck. If you come across one, just stay there for a second, take a couple of extra breaths into that spot, and then continue moving your head side to side. All right, bring everything back to center. Okay, so now you're going to scan your body from head to toe. We're going to start finding our final relaxation position, which in the chair means you'll be bringing your hips all the way back, right? But as you do that and on your way to doing that, just scan your body. See what kind of movements the body might be asking for right now before it's ready to settle comfortably. Right? You can do this on the mat, you can do this seated. We want to release anything that's left here and then bring the body into a position where we're going to feel comfortable just being. Okay, so final relaxation, we stop doing and we just start being. Okay, so your knees can be bent or your legs can be straight. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. If not, just defocus them. Try not to look at anything in particular. Inhale through the nose. And slowly exhale, releasing yourself into your final relaxation. The breath just moves in and out. No help from you. It just does what it does all day long. It moves in and out. You don't have to control it or guide it. If any thoughts show up, just let them float away. Try not to engage. Final relaxation. Now slowly begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Gently invite movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, stretch your arms and legs long. Exhale, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. And then on the mat, find your way over to a side and help yourself back up to a nice, easy seat. All right, as you take your hands to your heart, and turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.